Let's go.
Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love Island UK, Season 11, Episode 7.
Listen here, man. I want y'all to subscribe. I want y'all to comment. I want y'all to like the video. I want y'all to share the video. I want y'all to share your thoughts on this current episode. Y'all ready? Blair, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Omar chooses Mimi to pop the balloon with. His question is, Snog, who you think is a game player? And he kisses Nicole.
Okay. That's interesting.
Uma chooses Sean to pop the balloon. She is asked to snog the two islanders you think are the most attracted to you. She chooses Io and Omar.
Okay.
Harriet chooses Ronnie to pop the balloon. And she is asked to snog an islander.
Take your time.
Outside of your couple that you think is the sexiest. And of course, she chooses Ronnie.
Yep. She chooses Ronnie.
Joey chooses Samantha to pop the balloon. And he is asked to snog the girl who you would want to share a bed with if you weren't with your partner. And he makes a long, kind of drawn out attempt of who should he pick, who should he not pick somebody, and he ends up kissing Jess.
Now watch the thing right here, right? I want to talk about this. We all know, just in case y'all did not know, Joey is playing the role of contestant and producer.
Absolutely.
Right? Like he's out here making scenes. He over here saying you should talk to so and so in the hideaway, and you should stand by the door and bang on the door, and then you should listen here. Thank you, Joey. Your efforts do not go unnoticed. But during the scene, Samantha is just like, hurry up and pick somebody.
Yeah.
Pick somebody. Just go on and pick somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, Samantha, you are coming off as someone who is insecure.
Yes.
Someone who's possessive. No one's going to take your ticket. No one wants Joey. See, here's the thing about Joey. I think, Samantha, the only way that you don't have Joey is if you lose him. Yeah. I don't think it's because someone's going to take him from you.
Yeah, because you're kind of doing a lot.
Yes, you're doing a lot. Yep.
And then she's trying to act unbothered after he kisses Jess. And he's whispering to the guys like she's fuming. Like, girl, you are not playing it cool.
No, she's not.
So Mimi and Patsy talk. She says that Mimi says that she is throwing in the towel with Io.
What?
Patsy thinks he's a fraud.
What?
Mimi says that she's not going to make a big thing about it, you know, with this love triangle situation. She just wants to remove herself from the situation.
What are your thoughts on that, Blair?
My thoughts are, Mimi, fight for your man. Like, if you really like Io, you feel the connection with him, there's definitely more of a spark between you and Io than you and Omar. Yeah. Like, go for what you want. But I think it's her pride that's in the way, honestly. I think her pride will not allow her to fight for a man, which I understand. I absolutely understand. But this is a game show, girl. Like, you have to put in some effort. So I think it's her pride.
And my thing is, like, sometimes there's a game within the game. Of course, we're playing the game of Love Island, but when we have these like dare games, like you really can't take those to heart. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like they ask me to do things with someone who's not my partner. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? I think you don't like to compete, right? And I don't understand how you got on the show then, because you don't have ownership over Io. But at the same time, you're lying to him, in my opinion. Yeah. You basically, when Io's coming to telling you, like, you know what, I'm interested in you and I would like to get to know both of you. You're like, oh, yeah, that's cool. But then you talking to Patsy, and the only reason why you could talk to Patsy because Mom Veer is nowhere to be found. I
don't even think we heard him speak this episode.
Right?
Not that I recall.
We heard him talk one time, right? And it wasn't interesting, right? Mom Veer, get your lady, right? And it's like, you over here talking about, like, I'm done. And I'm like, you throwing in the towel? That's like episode 7. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like you haven't even lost for real. You just don't want to compete.
Yeah, you know? It feels like you're just giving up.
Yeah.
Well, Uma and Io have a chat. She feels like they're getting closer, but she doesn't want Mimi to feel away or to look like she's getting played in any type of way. Okay. Io explains that he told Mimi that he still has interest in her. He spent time with Uma today because he is enjoying her company and he is coupled up with her. Uma says, well, before we kiss, like, I just wanted to clear the air. Like, I just don't want anything, any drama going about before, you know, and so that way we can really enjoy each other. Well, Mimi and Io sit down to have a conversation. And I was thinking, finally, we can address the situation. We cannot.
Why not?
Mimi's not in the mood.
What?
And I was like, well, I just didn't want to go to bed without addressing the situation. And she says she's still processing how she's feeling. And he says, okay. respects her wishes. We'll try again some other time.
So when you have the time and the opportunity to talk to the guy,
you don't want to.
You don't want to talk. Mimi, I don't want to dislike you.
I think Mimi should have left. I don't think she should have went on the date with Omar. I'm sorry.
Don't say that.
I'm sorry.
How dare you?
She's not bringing anything.
How dare you? Okay, do not say that.
Okay.
About me. There's only 3 of us on there.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what? I just want Mimi to try. I'll say that. Exactly. I just want to see Mimi try.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Right? My thing is, you have an opportunity to talk to him. And she's like, and like even things that she say, it just comes off as if she's trying to like have this armor. To where she's like, yeah, I will walk with you over here, but I don't want to talk. I just didn't want to be around nobody. So it's like, what do I supposed to do with that as Ayo? You get what I'm saying? It's like, I'm pulling you away to talk to you as I pull away Uma, as I pull away you before. Mm-hmm. And now you're like, I don't want to talk, but, you know, I just don't want to be around nobody. And then he's like, I don't want you to go to bed with these thoughts. I don't want to go to bed with these thoughts. Let's talk. So I'm like, you just want him to like you, and that's it.
Yeah.
Even though he told you straight up, and even though she's going to mention it a couple times on this episode, that Ayo haven't told me anything. No, he told you. Mm-hmm. He told you.
And I think it also sucks because now every time y'all come together, you're talking about how not how you feel away, but the conversation isn't about y'all connecting more and getting to know each other more. The conversation is surrounding the drama that you don't want to have, but aren't actively working to not have.
Participating in, yeah.
Exactly. So I'm just like, if you could just squash it, clear the air, y'all could probably get a lot further. But every conversation is now, Mimi's not in the mood. Mimi's not feeling this type of way. We can't really talk. Or when we do talk, we're talking about Uma. Like that's not helping y'all progress.
No. Now watch this transition, Blair. Mm-hmm. You saw what happened with Ayo and Mimi,
yeah.
Right? Watch how completely different the next scene is with Joey and Harriet.
Okay. So Harriet's asking for advice.
Yeah.
She's nervous that she might hurt Jess's feelings by going after Ronnie. Mm-hmm. And Joey is telling her, you just need to fight for what you want. I think that's what Mimi needed to hear as well.
Basically, be on the show.
Exactly.
If you on the show, be on the show. So
Ronnie ends up walking up, and Joey says, honestly, Harriet, you need to get to know him. So Joey takes Harriet to go to the hideaway to talk. And she's feeling Joey, but he still has Jess.
Yeah.
No, she's feeling Ronnie, but he still has Jess.
Yeah.
Ronnie says that Jess knows that he wants to get to know her, and the conversation is literally non-existent. They just wanted to make out.
Pretty much.
They want to go to the hideaway terrace so nobody see them make out. He says that he'd like to stay there for the night, and Harriet is like, no, that's too much. They make out again.
Yeah, they really make out like twice.
Jess is talking to Patsy, and she's like, he's probably going to kiss her.
Well,
you know your guy.
Not probably. They're kissing. Do you view Harriet any type of way for doing this? Or for kissing him, or like basically participating?
I don't. I'm honestly along Harriet's side as we get further into the conversation of the episode of basically we're all saying we're getting to know each other, but as we're pursuing things, people are catching feelings and catching attitudes.
Yeah.
Like, y'all really don't want me to not hold back and get to know people. You want me to hold back in respect of you, which is not really what we're going to do here.
Yeah.
So
I'm just confused because when Ronnie gave that beautiful speech about how he chose you while still not choosing you, you like, oh, I know how it is. Game on, basically. You talk a big game.
Yeah.
But when like Ronnie's over here just talking to Harriet or kissing Harriet in the hideaway, all of a sudden you like seems like Harriet's stepping on your toes or that you're offended or like you feel some type of way. Ronnie made it very clear that he was going to explore his options. That's the thing that I'm very confused about these couple of episodes so far. Ronnie made it clear, not only to you, but when he told all of us,
everybody,
that I'm very still open to my options. And now it's almost, you see it as disrespectful. I thought it was game on. You get what I'm saying?
Well, Jess ends up pulling Ronnie for a chat as soon as he steps out the hideaway. She said, Ronnie.
He's like, wow, I can't even tell the guys what happened.
She asked, did you kiss her? He said yes.
I'm happy these guys not liars.
And Jess said, so the conversation we had before is that you were going to warn me before doing something like that. And Jess says that it's cheap and that he pulled her in there, and Harriet is cheap as well.
Wow. So it's cheap that you did it. And matter of fact, you did it with someone who's cheap. I feel like they're trying to paint Harriet as like this villain, this person that basically will like undercut somebody and go after someone man, where technically she just lost her man.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Just a couple episodes ago, we was over here talking about how basically her man is now with Nicole.
Right.
You know? And now Harriet is over here who basically with Sean for whatever reason, I guess just so she won't go home. And now when Ronnie's exploring his options, now she's cheap. Jess. I don't know if I feel you about that, and I don't get this whole like we would talk about it. No, we won't talk about it.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? We're talking about it now. It happened.
Yeah.
And my thing is, what's the difference between me kissing her in the hideaway than me kissing her in the game? You know, it's all a game.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, Ronnie doesn't want to close things off with either one of them.
Of course not.
Jess feels disrespected and like an idiot. She feels that his priority is Harriet. He feels that he spent the same amount of time with both of them. And Jess is saying like, no, like you've been talking to her, hanging out with her. Like you are not giving us the same attention.
Did I miss something? I don't think I seen that.
I don't think I've seen that either. Honestly, Ronnie, if you agreed to tell Jess that you were going to give her a heads up on if things progress physically,
you already messed up on that.
Then you should have stuck to your agreement.
Yeah.
But honestly, you shouldn't have agreed to that.
Yeah.
You should have been like, look, I'm not your man. And
and I thought I said
and I'm going to explore and things will be what they are. But I think for some people on the show, like physicality is kind of crossing a line because it seems that way with Uma as well. Because she was saying before we kiss, I kind of want things to be, you know, figured out. So I guess physicality outside of the games, because they be doing whatever during the games. But physicality outside of the game, it seems like, okay, we're taking another step if we're going the physical route.
That makes sense.
So that's what it seems like to me.
Yeah.
Well, Jess, Samantha, and Nicole are talking, pretty much just venting. And she's like, you know, why do you think she did it? She's desperate. Then Harriet and Patsy walk in. Harriet tries to tell Jess that she didn't know what was going to happen. First, Jess says, don't talk to me. And then Harriet says, well, what do you, like, I can kiss him. Like, that's not something I'm not allowed to do.
Exactly.
And then Jess says, well, you know what, Harriet, he owes me the respect, not you. I don't expect any loyalty from you. And Harriet is trying to be like, well, I do kind of want to give you some loyalty. Like, we're both girls in the house. Like, I want to be respectful of you, and you shouldn't feel that way. And Samantha says, well, what you could have done is said, I'm not kissing you while you're in the situation with Jess. And Jess tells Harriet, look, honestly, it's not about you. Like, I'm upset, I'm frustrated, but none of it is towards you, it's towards him.
Well, but why everybody lie to each other? You're mad at me. You called me cheap just a scene ago.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know that, but like, you obviously feel some type of way. Samantha, she is going to play neutral in everybody's situation, because at first I thought her and Harriet was the mean girls in like some factor. But now she's kind of like, yeah, that's foul, because she's probably thinking like it could happen to her.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Because Joey and Harriet be talking.
As this is a foreshadowing of what we're going to see.
Yes.
So, like I said, Harriet's like, I don't owe you anything. I just lost my man.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I really don't owe
Sean
you anything.
ain't doing it for me.
And I forgot Sean was on the show. And the thing that confused me is just, you literally just said, like, what you said, I'm so embarrassed. Like, what you said was so mean and da-da-da-da-da. Like, he has the right to explore the game this early. He definitely do.
Yeah. So Ronnie goes to sleep on the daybed to give Justin space, and Nicole and Kieran, they were just making out.
Yeah, they were making out. Listen, he loved kissing in the middle of the night.
So it's the next day. Io and Ronnie talk.
Yeah.
So apparently Mimi wasn't feeling Io trying to clear the air yesterday, and he honestly truly likes both Uma and Mimi, and he doesn't feel like he is leading anybody on or lying to anybody. Like, he's really being honest about how he feels.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, at least from what I see from Mimi, people say they want honesty, but they just want you to say something that they can agree with. So even though he's giving her honesty of like, I want to explore Uma, that's not what I want to hear.
But my thing is, like, how soon is too soon to lock somebody down? Because I think 7 days is too soon. So I know, Mimi, you're saying that he can go explore, but you're acting like you want him to choose you and really pursue you. But I'm just like, y'all literally just met. I don't fault him for wanting to get to know everybody. I'm sorry. Or know the both of you. For Ronnie and Jess, I don't know why I feel differently, but I feel like Ronnie isn't being as genuine in this situation.
To where it's like we kind of know he don't want Jess.
Yeah, I feel like you're leaning towards not talking to Jess anymore, but you're telling her, like, I still want to get to know you, yet you're making out with Harriet in the what you call it,
in the hideaway.
And you're also saying a speech about how great Harriet is, but just come on and sit down next to me. So it's just like, it's a different vibe to me.
And also, you're right. I think the problem with Mimi is she wants to fall in love through a game show like this show, but she don't want to fall in love through the game show called Love Island. Meaning, like, she like, I went on Love Island, but I didn't play like the Love Island rules and stuff like that. I found one guy, and me and him stayed together the whole time, and we basically did the opposite of what usually people do on Love Island. People came in, and he still chose me. Listen, the first girl came in, and then basically like she's basically to the side. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I wonder if Ayo did not approach her that first time, would she even take her relationship with Monvia seriously when she was paired with him? Because she seemed like the type of girl who just like, and I don't want to say this because I really do think like she is like pretty, but I think she's just one of those girls that's just like, I'm just gonna sit in the corner and be pretty.
That's how I feel the same way too, and allow you to chase me. Yeah, and which is fine for outside of the show.
I mean, not for the Love Island game.
Which you get what I'm saying? But I think that's why she also was drawn to Io. Of course, he's an attractive guy. Yeah, but he was laying it on thick to her, talking about how fine she was. He was looking at her lips and all this type of stuff. Like, that's what reeled her in.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. Well, Mimi is saying that she's gonna give Omar all of her time now.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not. Y'all, if anything, y'all have a bigger advantage because y'all actually have a whole room to yourselves. But guess what? The minute y'all go in that room, you turn your back and you go to bed, and he goes to bed. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
So Joey and Harriet. Joey's telling Harriet, it's not your fault if someone takes you to the hideaway. Harriet says that he already kissed me in the challenge. Like, why would I stop him from kissing me in the hideaway? Like, that doesn't make sense. And that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, but I ain't gonna hold you. That kiss was a little more. It was a
little more.
A little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
And she's like, everyone says do your thing, but when you do it, everybody has a problem.
Exactly. Don't have me over here agreeing with Harriet.
Yeah. Well, Uma and Jess. Yeah. Uma saying that Io doesn't understand what he's doing wrong and why Mimi is feeling the way that she's feeling. Manveer ends up coming over. Hey, Manveer.
How you doing, buddy? You on the show.
He asked Jess how she's feeling, and Jess says she's fine, but she hasn't received an apology from Ronnie.
Oh, my goodness. I guess.
Well, Jess ends up pulling Harriet for a chat, and she tells her, like, look, I don't want you to feel isolated or left out. Like, I don't want you to feel that my frustration is towards you. I just want to let you know that I don't have an issue with you. He disrespected me, and he hasn't apologized yet, and that's where I'm still upset about.
Yeah.
Jess doesn't think Ronnie knows what he wants. Harriet thinks that Jess was being patronizing during their conversation.
I think so too.
I do too.
And I'm happy she used that word because I would have been on this show doing this with my wife trying to play taboo. But like, Blair, what's the word? Come on, she's being what, Blair? What? I don't know what you're saying. Okay, thank you. We are the best marriage couple ever, right? Patronize is the perfect word because she came over and said, like, I don't want you to feel isolated because I won't want somebody to do that to me. Harriet, like, I really feel like I ain't do nothing wrong. I really was just chilling here enjoying myself. I got my best friend Joey over here in the corner. Like, I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying? So she's basically like coming at Harriet and saying, you know what? I free you of the guilt.
Yeah. Like, it's okay. Yeah, like, all the girls don't hate you. And Harriet's like, I know.
I don't care. Like, okay.
like, no, you're the only one mad. Yes, that's right. So Harriet, she's like, I know I have friends in the villa. Yeah. And there's not any tension between them. So Harriet's just like, I ain't got a problem with that girl.
No, I don't.
So Ronnie and Jess talk again. And Jess says, poor timing. Ronnie says that he is feeling the same about both of them. Moving forward, he tells Jess that he will talk to her more about things.
Why y'all keep promising every time y'all apologize? Just say sorry and just leave it at that.
Yeah.
But now she has the right, and when I say the right, I put that in really like big quotations. To be like, you said you would go speak to me about things.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And it's like you're not free to move around,
exactly.
but you're single. You are free to move around. Yes. Don't make those promises.
Look.
So
listen here.
I think he's better off just not promising that and just telling her, look, I'm trying to get to know people, and I will do that in my way. And if you have a problem with it, then that's your prerogative.
I'm not even gonna hold you. Truth be told, if I had to sign up for a show that tells me when to go to sleep, when to wake up, get dressed, and be outside all day, you not go tell me who I can and cannot kiss.
Exactly.
Like, I'm on the island.
Exactly.
I'm gonna do things on the island that I don't do in the city. You get what I'm saying? They got me out here. They tell me I can't wear a shirt throughout the whole day. Trust me, the way my body's set up, I need a shirt on all day.
Exactly. I want to sleep till 12. They tell me I got to go out back.
Exactly. So it's like, yo, like you basically put me under these guidelines that I'm already under. They basically say, well, just speak to me the next time you want to do something. Well, when I get that warm, tingly feeling in my belly. I'm like,
you are not my PO,
exactly. I'm going to kiss this girl, you know?
Yeah. Well, Jess takes the apology. She says if you kiss her again before you make up your mind, then that's going to be really messed up. And Jess won't be kissing him at any point during this time.
Put like this, the most disrespectful thing Ronnie did was choosing you while not choosing you while still choosing you. That I think that's more disrespectful because he put words to it.
Yeah.
Like that was wild, but cool, whatever.
Yeah. So Samantha and Joey talk.
Yeah.
Samantha is asking Joey something along the lines of like, is it weird seeing yourself on TV and how you come across and stuff like that? And Joey was just like, well, honestly, like I've known myself. I know how I am. And he's like, all I try to do is try my best. Like I guess he's like had speeches like to kids and that's what he preaches to the children, and then he kind of goes into how his dad is his hero and him and his brother are really close.
You're like, so tell me about it. Like, so how did it feel to be Joey Exes? You know what I mean?
I'm just like, Samantha, you're kind of fangirling hard.
Groupie hard. But we gonna see more about that though.
Uma and Patsy. So he's in the same room with Mimi. They've been talking about Omar and I'm sorry, Omar and Patsy.
Okay, yeah, it's Omar and Patsy.
Omar and Patsy. Yeah, so basically she's flirting with him and just being like, oh, so y'all be in there talking? Like, what do y'all be doing in there? She's like, I wish it was me. Patsy asks, so if you were to take me on a date, what would we do? He says, a bar, restaurant, and she's really enjoying getting to know him.
I ain't gonna hold you. Patsy did look well put together next to a guy.
Yeah.
Every time we see Patsy, she's always next to another girl being their friend.
Right.
It actually looks good and feels good as a viewer to actually see, okay, Patsy, you're now part of the show on episode 7. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not your guy you're paired with, right? But Omar, he's basically like, I like how she's looking at me. Like, her eyes and things like that. And truth be told, I like them two together, to be honest.
Yeah, I would have to see more from Omar because I can't tell if he's really into her or not. But
he seems kind of boring to me too.
Oh, okay. So maybe that's just his personality.
Yeah.
But I think with Patsy, like I like that she is showing that she has interest.
Yes.
And I think that that's what Mimi is missing. I think maybe Mimi thinks if I put myself out there, like I'm going to look crazy. But Patsy's doing it and she looks fine. She looks like she's having fun. She's flirting and she is letting her intentions be known that, yeah, I see you.
You're right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That's not doing too much. You think that's doing too much?
No, I think Patsy was doing the most by not talking to any guys. By her actually, like every time there was an issue, you saw Patsy talking to somebody.
Yeah.
And basically, I'm like, you don't need to be the fan, or I mean, not fan, but friend of the show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So we've got Mimi, Nicole, and Samantha. And Nicole is telling Mimi, don't shut yourself off from Ayo. Like, y'all have been connected since day one. Don't hold yourself back. Just explore it some more. Yeah. And Mimi says, well, see, he hasn't really told me that he's into me.
But he did, though.
Yeah, he has.
Only thing about that is he also said, I'm into somebody else, too. That's all he did. He didn't say, I choose you. Yeah. That's what you want to hear. But he said he's into you. But he's just saying, like, I have not. And the thing about it is, I don't want people to get lost in this. Ayo is not making a mistake, even though she's feeling something. He has been forthright and basically saying, hey, I want to explore Uma, right? And the thing that sucks is when you do have a long time with him, you don't want to talk, or you want to talk about Uma. Right. Pull him away. Right. The same way as she pulls him away, and she's like, "Why are they talking in front of me?" Well, pull him away then and talk to him.
You hold his hand in front of her.
Take him to the hideaway. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
So while they're getting ready for the evening, Samantha makes a comment about something being off with Joey, and like he doesn't try to kiss her. He's not super like physical, touchy with her, and she thinks that's a little bit weird. Yeah. Oh, Samantha and Nicole are talking. She doesn't know or doesn't think that she's vibing with Joey. She wants the guy to be all over her, and she thinks he's only with her because she's the only girl in here that's really his type. If another girl came in here that was his type, he might go to her. Samantha says because Joey and Harriet are, hanging out as besties do. And Samantha's like, and also, I don't need Harriet to speak for me. If I need to talk to Joey about something, I'll talk to him about it.
So now, Samantha, you don't like Harriet now. Jesus Christ. Well, let's keep going, because I have a whole theory about this.
Well, Joey's telling Samantha that he doesn't know what's going on in Samantha's head. Harriet says, well, I think the problem is you're not really being touchy with her. And Joey's like, I just don't want to give off the wrong intentions. He also feels like she's not very touchy with him. He says, also, when I talk to you, Harriet, Samantha gets annoyed.
Yeah. So just to paint it out, Joey's talking to Harriet while Nicole is talking to Samantha, right?
Yes.
And Harriet shared some information that the girls were just talking about in their little dressing room and their little vanity room. And she was like, hey, I think the problem is that, like, you don't really be touching her.
Yeah.
There's no PDA. And he's like, what? And it's funny because when you think about it, Joey was the one who gave Harriet some type of intel and things like that. When, basically snitching, like, your man was over there chanting so-and-so name.
Yeah, while we was getting ready.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the thing about it. Here's my theory with the whole Joey and Harriet thing, right? I do not think there is interest for them to date.
Yeah, there's no love connection
I think it's really platonic right now. I think Joey really views Harriet as like a friend that he could just talk to and be himself.
Yeah.
That's the key thing right there. That I am Joey, not Joey Essex, not Joey the celebrity, whatever it is. I'm just talking to Harriet. You seem distraught. You just lost your man. You're not really looking for me. You like Ronnie. Cool. I'm going to be producer. I'm going to hook you up and things like that. And you will be my friend. And I honestly think Harriet is not playing dirty in the sense of dirty macking or trying to get with Joey. While saying that, though, I think there is room for Joey to fall in love with Harriet, though.
Yeah.
But the only way that happens is if Samantha makes that happen. Now, I know I'm running y'all through the maze, because if Samantha keep acting like a groupie, I think he's going to look at all his cards and be like, you know what, I'm Joey. I could get any girl that looks good, but the one that really understands me, the one that really lets me be myself, the one that really just lets me chill, is Harriet. And that's when Harriet, and that's when it's just one of those moments to where two friends do end up like falling in love with each other. But I really do believe
at this stage,
they both have no intentions of liking each other or even being dirty with it. You get what I'm saying?
I totally agree. But I also want to just kind of point out one section that he said about he didn't want to give off the wrong intentions by being too touchy. It's because he really not into her like that.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, why else would you say you don't want to give off the wrong intentions? Like, well, maybe because he's just like, I don't want to get too physical too fast. Maybe I want to get to know her. Maybe. But I think on the flip side that he knows that Samantha, she's being funny. Like, she is too much of a fan, Yeah. And then they end up having a conversation, Samantha and Joey. And Joey's saying, look, the lack of like physicality is not just me. And then they both talk about how they both cuddle each other for about 3 minutes each. Like, it's about even. And she says, well, the girls are going to want to come to, be with you because you're Joey Essex. And he says, and she's like, he's just trying to be like, well, I'm not just Joey Essex, like I'm Joey. And she's like, well, you don't get it, but that's really what the girls are going to be coming after. And he's like, and honestly, like, I wouldn't want to be with a girl who looks at me like I'm Joey Essex. Like, I want somebody who wants to get to know me for me. And she's like, well, do you think that I'm like that? And he says, well, you do kind of go on about that kind of stuff. And he says, everyone here, like, we're all just getting to know each other, and they're trying to get to know me for me. Like, he, like we said, he doesn't want somebody who's into him for his TV personality. Well, they really don't get anywhere with the conversation. She just says that she likes to think that she's his number one, and he kisses her on the cheek. Yeah.
The thing about it is, I thought he gave her a kiss on the lip, but maybe I missed it. But because they did kiss at like the end. But I will say this though, when it comes to Samantha, she is projecting or what other women would do based on what she did. Yes. Right? You talk about other women. There's a whole bunch of women here that don't want your man. Exactly. And you talking about women gonna want you. What women? You talking about the one here that don't want me?
Uma had the choice and she chose not to choose Joey.
So I'm like, so you're projecting because you couldn't take being with Sam. You get what I'm saying? Because there was another option that you wanted to pursue and things like that. And truth be told, you may really like Joey, but I don't know what's the motivation for liking Joey though. Because whenever you have time to spend time with him and talk with him and things like that, you ask him what it's like being Joey Essex. Yeah. Besides, like, getting to really know him and things like that. So I think it's already in Joey's head that like he's gonna ditch Samantha.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? He's gonna ditch her, and she's gonna be upset because she already just feel upset when he's playing the game.
Or just talking to people.
Yeah.
So Omar and Patsy are talking again, and Patsy's like, she likes his eye contact. She says that he hasn't really been flirty with her. And he says to her, like, look, well, I want to let you know, like, you have caught my eye.
Yeah.
Their conversations have been good. And she's like, well, what kind of girls do you usually date? And he says, usually, like, confident, funny girls. And she's like, well, that's me.
Yeah. Hey, Patsy, tell him you can't lift your hands over your shoulder. You're like tell him about your shoulder problem. Because Patsy the one that said, oh, yeah, by the way, I can't lift my hand over my head.
She did say that.
So I'm like, tell him now.
Okay.
Don't tell me that, like, don't put it like this. Don't let me find out. I think
she would tell him. She told Monveer.
Again, Monveer is who?
Okay.
Monveer is someone she's not interested in.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I feel like be forthright. Let him know, hey, I have the disability. I can't really lift my hands up. You get what I'm saying? But I do think that it is interesting that they are talking and Monveer is nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Nowhere to be found. Even Sean, I think it was a scene in here that we skipped over because it really didn't add to anything. Sean was in there basically talking to Jess. Right? And basically like Monveer and Sean is like the nice guys of the group.
Yeah.
Right, the nice guys, and it just shows that nice guys going to finish last on the show. If you going to be the one that's basically like, yeah, I'm just going to bring you coffee, I'm just going to ask you how you're doing, I'm only going to be focused on you, but like I'm not going, like the girl's not going to like you, and that just shows with Sean and Monveer, they not feeling y'all, you know.
So Ayo and Mimi finally get to talk. She says she's just chilling. He's asking her how she's doing. She's chilling. Ayo doesn't think that he's been unclear with Mimi, and he tells her that he is in a couple with Uma, so he needs to get to know her more.
Yeah.
Mimi said that she's just taking a step back. Like every time she sees him, she wants to give him a hug. She doesn't think it's her place to do that though. And I was like, if you want to do that, you should do it. Like he still enjoys Mimi and her company. She says the thing is with like these love triangles, someone's going to get hurt and she knows her worth. And she, rather he go with Uma if that's where he wants to be.
What's your worth? You're on a game show. Like, what's your worth? Like it. The problem is, I see Ayo kind of not liking Mimi down the line too, because you could be a little too high maintenance too. I gotta tell you to come hug me. I gotta tell you what to do to show me that you're interested. If I have to tell someone what to do to show interest, that you have interest in me, compared to the person that I'm like have interest in and they showing me on their own, I'm gonna choose the one that's doing it on their own.
Yeah. Besides
someone that I have to coach. You get what I'm saying? Mimi playing a dangerous game.
So Jess and Sean, they talk. So Sean wants to get to know Jess a little bit more.
Yeah.
He thinks she's gorgeous, and he also doesn't think that she's appreciated enough. He wants to be the guy to give that to her. And I'm like, Sean, I feel like you're going for the low-hanging fruit in every which way of what I think he thinks is going to be the easiest shot versus actually finding somebody he actually likes. Because you got with Harriet because she was being played the fool. And it was easy for you to kind of slide in and give her some coffee. Now Jess is feeling some type of way and you're just like, I can be your savior. Sean, this strategy isn't going to work.
Nice guys go finish last.
This strategy is not going to work. You need to go for somebody that you're actually interested in, no matter who they're with. Maybe he's just not interested in nobody, and I can see that.
It's not
but my thing is like, you're going for the people who, I've been through situations and all this type of stuff, and you just want to be like, oh yeah, this is my time to shine. It's just like, no, we're just like, thank you, Sean.
Yeah.
See you later.
I think guys like Sean, I think he's interested in every girl there.
Maybe.
The thing with people like Sean or nice guys like Sean, they get in where they fit in.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So he probably thinks Patsy attractive. He probably thinks Mimi's attractive. He likes Uma. He likes Harriet. I think he thinks all of them are attractive. But the thing about it is he got to save the one that's in distress, right? But he do it by, hey, I can only be a good guy, and you can only see that I'm a good guy only after you experience a bad guy. I can't be first because you're not going to pick me first. It's after you don't get your coffee. It's after no one says good morning to you. It's after you feel disrespected that I'm hoping as the good guy that you be like, see?
Yeah.
I feel like you're disrespected.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm the one that can give you that. Now, if the roles were reversed and he was the one to start off the conversation that way, people be like, I don't want nobody like Sean. I don't want no one like Monveer. Those are the guys that get the sloppy seconds. Those are the ones that get the girl after she been with Future, after she been with Drake, after she been with like it's the truth.
Yeah.
Like those are the ones that get those girls when she's done and tired of like, you know what, there's no good guys out here. You know, he comes, he says, I'm a good guy.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Well, Jess gets a text. All the Islanders gather around the fire pit. Mimi and Omar have to decide who they want to couple up with.
Yeah.
Either stay with each other or steal an Islander of their choice.
Yeah.
Mimi and Omar go to the mini fire pit to discuss their decision, and Mimi tells Omar to go first. Omar says that he fancies Mimi. He wants to see if things could go further with both of them. And she's like, well, is there anybody else that you're really feeling? And he's just kind of like, not so much. Mimi said that she's between Omar and Ayo. She feels like she's fighting her head versus her heart.
Oh my goodness. Now in this moment, I really thought they was going to stay together just so it can be like, you know, everybody just stay where they are. But when they started talking, I was like, why y'all lying to each other?
Yeah.
Like why are you over here saying you have interest in me too? And the fact that she even asked him, like, is there anybody else you interested in?
Yeah.
Like it's like it can't be me.
I'm just like, Mimi, say what you want.
No, it's just like I'm gonna get tired of this. Especially,
I already am.
Especially if there's more. Especially this show come on 6 days a week. I'm gonna get tired of Mimi just over here playing sign language with me. You get what I'm saying? But I was very surprised by their decision.
So they decided to steal.
Wow.
And we were left on a cliffhanger, so we don't know who got stolen. But I think I know.
What do you think is gonna happen? Then tell us.
I think she's gonna steal Ayo, and he's going to take Uma.
Oh my goodness! You see. I like that.
Because I feel like they also want to be respectable. I don't think they want anybody to have to be sent home.
Yeah. Even Nicole was like, yeah, I think it's home time. I will say that seems like the more TV produced way that will cause the least amount of chaos. I was thinking more of she's going to choose Ayo, right? And he's going to choose Patsy, which would leave Uma and Monveer alone. And I even had to ask you, can two people go home at once? And you was like, you seen it happen before where two people go home at once. But I will say this though, Mimi, if you are the type to not put yourself out there, to basically just stare at someone to let them know that you're interested in them and things of that nature, when you have opportunities like this to take someone out, you got to take the shot.
Yeah.
Like, because you're not going to be the one to put yourself out there and to basically initiate conversation. So now you have a 100% chance to take Uma out. Right? And for your hands to be kind of clean and just be like, it was like the game.
Yeah.
The same way as she took your man, you have a chance to take her out the game.
So I'll give Mimi props.
Okay.
Throughout this review, I was a little frustrated with Mimi and her non-effort. So I will give her props for the fact that she made a decision that she wanted to steal. So I hope she steals Ayo back.
Man,
so don't steal Monveer, because you do not have a connection with Monveer.
That'd be weird as I don't know what.
So
anything else?
That's all I got.
Listen here, I want to know what y'all think. Subscribe, like, share, comment. We will be back tomorrow with Love Island. Y'all be good.
Bye.